What's the first aspect of a watch you notice? Sometimes it's the dial, sometimes it's the case. With this Venezianico Arsenale, it will depend upon the lighting. I'll explain what I mean and tell you all about this new watch on this episode of Adventures with Time. 5 models of the Venezianico are currently available for pre-order, with shipping to start on March 21st. The 3 models with striped dials retails for $800 on bracelet. I have on loan this purple dial on a matching rubber strap, but not the bracelet that comes with the watch. For me, the most captivating detail is the Côte de Genève finishing on the dial. As I noted in my opening, the dial transforms dramatically depending upon the lighting. At times, the dial provides a deeply colored 3-dimensional canvas with shimmering highlights from the polished hands and applied indices. But with a subtle change in angle, it fades into a dark void with barely visible hands. In between, a spectrum of fluctuating appearances, where the watch case changes from a supporting role to the focus of attention. Does this cause problems when telling the time? Let's see. The case follows the style of a sports watch with integrated bracelet, similar to my Tissot PRX and several other higher-priced watches. Despite having virtually the same diameter, lug to lug, and dial size as the PRX, this Arsenale has a more slender appearance, making it more like a dress watch. This streamlined look is aided by the polished bevels on the case, the sharper taper of the lugs and bracelet, and of course its 8.95mm thickness. However, concessions had to be made to achieve this sub-9mm thickness, although some may not consider these as real drawbacks. To reduce thickness, they used the Miyota 9029, a thin, two-handed, no-date movement. Also, the decision to use a solid decorated caseback keeps the dimensions at a minimum. I think you can agree that there really is no value to a display caseback given the minimal decorations of the 9029. Are these choices worth the reduction in thickness to you? As with many watches, the Arsenale takes its design cues from the brand's home location. Based in Venice, Italy since 2017, Venezianico celebrates the historic Arsenal of Venice shipyards through several details in this watch. The caseback's intricate design shows the entrance to the Arsenal with its 2 towers set against the night sky. Now, I'm not one for graphics on casebacks, but this is fairly well done, and didn't create any wrist discomfort for me. The symbolism is continued on the watch face, where the knurling on the lower part of the bezel mimics the facade treatment running up the sides of the towers. And, although it's not mentioned in any of the marketing material, I interpret the Côte de Genève finishing on the dial to be reminiscent of the columns in this ancient shipyard. But there's more to this watch than its nods to Venice history. I like the contradiction between the watch's historical notes and modern industrial design techniques. Consider the classical striping on the dial against the simple baton hour indices, skeletonized dolphin hands, and minimal printing. The bracelet design, called the Canova concept, mixes curves between the links with flat top and bottom surfaces, providing a modern look along with a comfortable feel on the wrist. There are a couple of other touches that I think add to the appeal of this watch. The 5.9mm onion-like crown that sits between crown guards is really easy to grab and operate. And I like the look of the screws on the lugs. They enhance the perception of quality. More on this later. But first, let me tell you about my new book, More Watch Lovers Puzzles. This book offers 40 pages of engaging puzzles with a whopping 593 questions that will push your watch knowledge to the limit. Are you ready to prove your horological expertise? Get your copy today and start the challenge. See the link in the description below. Okay, back to the review. If you've viewed other reviews on this watch, you'll find that opinions vary. So let me address and give my take in rapid fire some of the good and bad points others have raised. There are situations when readability is poor, but this is not a tool watch. All you have to do is tilt your wrist to a better angle. Not a big issue for me. Yes, the integrated bracelet is a bit of a pain to switch out. The lug bar has threaded caps on each end, but I found you only need to remove one of the screws to remove the bar. Reattaching is harder, as you need to use 2 screwdrivers at once. However, I'm not sure I'd switch between a bracelet and a strap very often. So again, something I can live with. Some reviewers have said they'd prefer a smaller size model. I found the 40mm fits my 7 7/8 inch wrist well, although this is one of those times where your experience may differ. But I did find the rubber strap to be a bit short for my wrist. For me, the real annoyance is the lack of a running seconds hand. These two-handed watches appear dead. I prefer the life that a second hand provides. So if that's something that bugs you too, this may not be the watch for you. The last point of contention may be price. This watch retails for $800 US. Some may consider that a bit high. Others will justify the price by the development costs that went into this watch. Note that the Tissot PRX Powermatic 80 now retails for $725 US. What's your view on the value proposition of this Arsenale? Let us know in the comments below. And if this Arsenale does not meet your interest, consider this watch. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.